Afternoon everyone, it's Alex from Rca. We've got another new unit review. So let's get some light on the subject. So here we go. This is the Pioneer SPH DA360 DAB. It's just been released. This is much the same as the Pioneer 160. It's a mechless radio, so no CD. 6.8 inch, or sorry, 6.2 inch display, buttons down the side, normal controls around the side, little reset button up there in the corner. But this one, slightly different, has the ability to do wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Okay, so we're going to go through some stuff. As we open the box, we got normal things, instruction manual in various languages. Radio itself. Okay, so we'll delve into this one. So unboxing the unit, comes in its standard packaging of foamed end caps. This is the same as the others. It's a short chassis radio, and by that it's basically not a full length unit that would have like a mech on it. So a short chassis can go in a number of cars which are slightly smaller. So this one on the back of it, same as before. This is the shall we say the Chinese version that's been outsourced from Pioneer. So we've got our SMB digital aerial, our DIN FM aerial. We've got a GPS FACRA puck, normal ins and outs which will be like RCA leads, cameras, steering controls, that kind of stuff. 2.5mm jack for the microphone, USB standard female to male, and the normal Pioneer plug and a 10 amp fuse. Stereo wise, it looks pretty much the same as the 160. Buttons down the side, obviously a nice big black fascia and a screen in between. So that's the unit itself. Accessory wise, we've got a surround in a soft cloth. We have a set of screws, fine thread with the countersunk ends. We've got sort of like push down tie clips with a sticky end, so you can kind of latch your cabling and stop it sort of falling up A-pillars and dashboards, things like that. One GPS puck with a FACRA 90-degree end. This is a hockey puck style antenna. It does not need to be mounted on top of the dash where you can see it and look unsightly. If it were me, I'd stick it underneath the dash so it's looking out the top of the dashboard, but obviously keep away from metal things or power things, airbags. You know, use your common sense. If there's an area of the top of the dash that you can get this straight into, then put it there and you'll get GPS reception, no problem at all. Auxiliary input on one of these white plugs to a 3.5mm jack. Radio keys if you're using the OE cage. 2.5mm 90-degree headphone jack for the microphone, which comes on the sun visor or headliner clip, and if you press the little tab at the back and undo it, you get a single plate that you can use as sticky pad, and the microphone is fitted a lot neater rather than using this big hoop. Obviously be careful where you fit those on cars, don't stick them to windscreens and stuff like that, they pick up rain and wind noise. Next we've got a menage of RCA leads or phono connections. Now these are RCA leads for the amplification, so you've got subwoofer ins and outs, subwoofer outs, rear out, front out, and a monitor output, so you could run a separate screen from this as well. Power plug, harness, which is an ISO, we'll talk about that in a minute. The last one here, we've got the steering control input, which is a 3.5mm jack. We've got the telephone mute wire if you need to silence an external amplifier while the radio is playing or you're taking a phone call. Rear camera input, which is always the brown one with Pioneer, and your probably 0.75 or meter USB extension, female to male, self-explanatory. So that's the ins and outs of this. Now power plug, nothing changed here, standard Pioneer looking. We've got pink, which is your speed pulse. We've got your purple and white, which is your reverse signal input. That's the trigger that tells the radio to start looking for the reverse camera. System control lead, which is also known as an amp remote or pecan or aerial antenna power output. Now the green wire is the handbrake cable. We get lots of questions about this. Do not use these chocolate lock things, these Scotch locks. They're terrible, they're absolute garbage. They crush cables, they don't make a proper connection, so bin that off. Now what you can do with these is take your green wire, take your black wire, which is your earth, works the same, about halfway down the black, you cut the green to this length, and then you can tape solder connection, whichever one you fancy, around here, so you've got the green wire connected to the earth, and that will give you the same input as a handbrake earth. So here's one I've grabbed earlier. So we're going to get our green. Okay, I'm going to measure roughly halfway down our plug, so we're going to go for about there. Cut this off. Okay, bin off this because we don't need it. Cut that away. Measure your green to where it's going to sit on the black. Open up the cable, twist it round, and then solder, tape it, amalgamate it, whichever way you want to do. Heat shrink, it's all the same. Okay, now powering up the unit, much the same as the 160. Let's just get this put in here. So we turn our radio on. So it's just going to come to life. There we go. So we've got our normal stuff: menu, digital radio, normal FM, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, phone, Bluetooth music, and if you swipe across you get an extra menu of auxiliary, camera view. If your camera was ignition based you could look at it through that button there, and then your settings. You've got options of mirror linking and web linking, so you can do like a wireless CarPlay as well. So once you're in the vicinity you can touch on the Android Auto and it will say you can connect up an Android phone, whichever one you want to, and get the extra input into it. So turn on devices, let's have a little look. Now normally it will either be on a Wi-Fi, some units are weird, some prefer you to do a Bluetooth connection first and then they'll like to do a Wi-Fi connection after. There we go, so I can see the 360. So what we'll try and do then, let's just go back, let's go Bluetooth menu first, so we can see the Pioneer 360. Would I like to pair? Yes I would, yes I would. And that gives me a connection into it via Bluetooth. Would you like to start Android Auto? There we go. So once you've done your connection into Bluetooth, it then allows you to do the wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Continue. There we go guys, nice and easy. Obviously you've got your normal menus when you go onto here. That's your home button from your phone. So you've got all your different stuff there. So we can go onto the maps and we can see where ASC audio is. That's just us there. And we've got Spotify on here as well. But as soon as I've connected into it via Bluetooth, it's asked me to connect, which is very clever. It's quite intuitive, so you're not looking for any confusing things. And that's it now. So remotely, obviously if I plug in I can charge. If not, I can just connect via Wi-Fi. Still got the use of all the other bits and bobs, but obviously if we want to do the Android Auto side of things, no cables connected, and it works beautifully. So this is the Pioneer SBH DA360 DAB. Give the video a thumbs up if you like this content, and don't forget to press the bell button for notifications and subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much. Speak to you soon.